One more thing I'd love for you to consider is that so many of you have been sitting on this book idea for so long. You think it's going to take forever. And so you keep putting it off. Well, it's not going to take forever. When you have the right guidance, it does not take forever to write a damn good book. And when you think about the time that you put into building out your programs or your courses or your products, whatever you sell, your book is just another product that's going to bring in more revenue and more opportunities for you, and one that's going to be able to last for up to a decade or more. So I want you to think about this as not just a book. The book is part of your whole ecosystem, and you want to think about the different ways that a book can make you money. So with my clients, I talk about the 6 different ways that you can use your book to make money. I call them strategy stacks. There's 6 of them, 5 main ones and a bonus one. So the first one, there's the thought leadership stack. This is when you use a book to elevate your status as the expert in your niche, so the voice to listen to. Then there's the digital product stack. That's when your goal is you want to sell more hands-off things, courses, programs, digital downloads, things like that. Hands-off stuff that you've already created. Then there's the high-ticket client stack, and that's when you are using a book to get more of your ideal, perfect fit clients, not the ones you're just taking because you want to meet the revenue goals, but really good ones that you actually like to work with. Then there's the strategic partnership stack, when you would really love to get more consulting with corporations, nonprofits, even universities, maybe even getting your content used as training programs or in a course curriculum. And then there's the speaking stack, so the sought-after speaker stack. If you want to get those 4- and 5-figure speaking fees, you need a book. That's just reality. You're just not going to get consistent gigs without one. That's the reality for a speaker. And then the bonus stack is the premium book sell stack. So that's when you use your book to jump off creating limited editions, guided workbooks, journals, audiobook, step-by-step guides that expand on your book, things that people can use with your book, or sometimes even buy multiple copies of your book. So think about, they might have the ebook, then the paperback, then the audiobook. I mean, people will buy more than one copy of a book if it helps them in some way. And so that's a bonus you can add on later. But you can't do all this with traditional publishers because they're going to own the IP as soon as you sign that contract. And generally, you can't create those derivative works once you do that. So think about it as trying to write fan fiction for your own book. When you create a workbook, that would be like fan fiction of your book, and they would not be okay with that. So when you sign the contract, you're selling them the IP, and you are limited on what you can create around that IP, and you are certainly limited, actually forbidden, on reproducing the book as a whole in any other way. So writing a book brings you money from the book sales, of course, and all these premium book sales too, if you want to add those on. But most of the time, that's actually a small percentage of how much money a book should be bringing you. So when we're stacking that with all these other strategies, that's when it starts bringing in you tens of thousands. I've seen up to $100,000 a year and extra income on your back end. So this is extra income just from a book. That's also, of course, going to depend on your audience size and how well you write your book and how well you launch your book. Of course, there's variables here, but I've seen that, and I've seen consistently tens of thousands of extra per year from a good book.